What's up, guys? Gnarly Charlie here doing a 7-inch collection update. Uh, I thought I had done this, but I guess I hadn't. I guess I just did the 10-inch vinyl. But, not a whole bunch here. I'm going to try to make this quick video. But, I've been having a lot of kind of good and bad news, I guess, recently. So, I don't really want to get into much of the bad. But, good news, my dad is getting better. And his cancer nodes are, receding, or shrinking, or whatever the exact term is that you use for that. They are not as big as they once were. We haven't got it 100% okay yet, but we're getting there. And also, I've got an Xbox One now, so I will leave the Gamertag in the description. Hit me up if you like it. If you're into Xbox One and you want to play some games, I'm not going to probably delete you unless you're a total prick and, an asshole all the time. But right now we're listening to Drab Majesty's the Demonstration. It might just be Demonstration. I don't know exactly. It looks like a demonstration, but I might just be a complete idiot and be pronouncing that wrong. But screw it. This is a epic album, and I don't think I've ever heard a single bad song on this album. My favorite is probably either Too Soon to Tell. Oh my God, why can't I talk today? Or Not Just a Name. Kind of a Not Just a Name is pretty nice romantic slow song if you're into that. But if you're into The Cure. I don't know, 80s new wave, gothic kind of sound, it may be up your alley. But definitely give it a listen. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't. But anyway, enough of that bullshit. Onto the 7 inches. First, we have AC/DC, Let's Get Up and Snowballed. For some reason, I thought this was for those about to rock with the cannon on there, but I don't know what I was thinking when I was reading this off, but definitely a good listen. AC/DC, some of their beat cuts, like, Let's Get It Up and Snowballed, I'm not a huge fan of, but definitely a good listen. For me, AC/DC, after a certain point, after their hits, start sounding the same. But I got this for $2. Price tag is still on there. It was a blind buy, and I don't really 100% regret it, but like I said, after a while, they start sounding the same. Next, I guess AC/DC started also do a 7-inch releasing of their singles with their latest album, Rock or Bust, so I ended up getting the 7-inch of Rock or Bust and Play Ball. I believe Play Ball was like on ESPN or something like that. I believe people saying like whenever they show sports clips or something like that. But definitely not too bad songs. Like, they're really good. And I don't know. I never really bought the AC/DC album Rock or Bust, but then again, like I said before, I wasn't that big of a fan of AC/DC, so sorry guys. But like I said, definitely good single. That's what's about maybe 20% of these are just singles of these 7 inches, so sorry. Next, we have the first EP. No, right? I just said there was a bunch of singles, or a couple of singles in here, and here's my first EP. Anyway, this is Acid Witch, To Magic, Sex, and Gore. Technically 2 songs on here. I guess you could consider it a single, but the EP has intro, Midnight Mass, and then To Magic, Sex, and Gore on the B side. Colored vinyl, kind of a red and yellow splatter. I do not think... Oh, it does come with a little card. It's like 2 witches' eyes, kind of... kind of ragged, old looking, but definitely a big Acid Witch fan. Uh, the EPs are expensive as shit now. I think they're like $50 for just one of the 7-inch EPs. But they are definitely good listens. Sadly, I only have the one demo EP or before an album was released. So hopefully I can get the other one. There's only 2 of them that I believe were released. So uh, who knows? Maybe in the future I'll get one and it'll be a like holy grail unboxing, because $50 for me is just too much to spend for 2 or 3 songs. I don't know. I mean, I really love Acid Witch, but I don't know. It's a little too expensive for me. Next, we have a split with Acid Witch and Nunslaughter. Got a good picture of both bands, kind of trippy with the Acid Witch, and then just kind of your basic shot with Nunslaughter. And then each side has one Nunslaughter and one Acid Witch song. The 2 Acid Witch songs, Evil and Fiends of Old, are probably my favorite Acid Witch songs. Evil I think is probably one of the best songs, unless I'm thinking of one that's on Stoned that I'm just not thinking of right now, which is my favorite album. But Fiends of Old kind of starts out with like a news report of Halloween, of people worshiping Satan, which is a big theme aside from weed and old classic movies for Acid Witch. And then the 2 Nunslaughter songs, Spooky Tales and Sordid Past, are really epic too. So if you're into Nunslaughter or Acid Witch, this is a definitely good band to listen to both. My 7-inch decided to slide off into the floor, but anyway, next we have Atomic Aggressor and Unholy War. This is kind of a grinding death band. Not bad. I really don't know too much about either one of these bands, but I think I got it for free with like a zine that I'd gotten. Just basic black vinyl. Definitely need to spin this more because from what I remember, it's really good. The Atomic Aggressor side is really good. But like I said, it's nothing really memorable where it made me want to go out and buy future Atomic Aggressor releases, or go back and get past releases if there are any. But it's not terrible to listen. Like I said, got it with a zine for free, so definitely give this a listen if you do. Let me know what you think of it, because I definitely want to hear more of it. Next we have grindcore band. If you haven't heard of these guys, you're freaking retarded. Agoraphobic Nosebleed with the Clockwork Sodom EP. It's got, I believe it's just the 2 songs, which, if I'm correct, hooray for me. If I'm wrong, I'm just fucking retarded. But it's got Tentacles of Destruction, and then it's got, on the B side, Clockwork Sodom. Kind of a weird way to have, an EP. Kind of where it splits open, but not up and down like a lot of mine that I've got. Is kind of just weird. But Agoraphobic Nosebleed's really cool. I believe they hold the record for most songs on an album. Don't quote me on it. I think it's like 128 songs in a 30-minute album. So, if you like grindcore, definitely give these guys a listen, because definitely turned me on to them. I'm not a big grindcore person. I like this band called Methadone Abortion Clinic, which hopefully when I get more of the CDs started going, I'll get to talk about those guys a little bit more. But definitely stick around and maybe you'll hear more about it. But Agoraphobic Nosebleed, definitely good stuff. Alright, now I don't know if I ever discussed this with the possible 10-inch or anything like that, but I've gotten a lot of my uncle's music collection. In fact, most of my uncle's music collection. Didn't really collect a whole lot, but what he did, I've got now. Mainly because he doesn't have a record player. And me being a fan of music and not just metal music, I kept a lot of it. But anyway, for those people who love the movie Top Gun, I have Berlin's single of "Take My Breath Away." Feel free to make fun of me all the fuck you want. It's still a pretty good song. I mean, shit, I'm listening to Drab Majesty. Definitely 80s kind of new wave music. Is definitely up my alley. I, don't have a problem with it whatsoever. If you do, piss off. Learn to expand your horizons. But Berlin, definitely a good band. Give them a listen. If not, don't fucking talk shit, because if you don't even give a band a shot, then you don't need to talk shit. But anyway, last but not least, we have Black Flag TV Party single. It's got side one TV Party, obviously, and then side two's got I've Got to Run and My Rules, all of which were, I believe, songs. I at least know TV Party was on. They were all three on Damaged, which is the first Henry Rollins Black Flag album, I believe. Good album. I really love it. I'm not 100% sure if the other two songs are on there. I've Got to Run and My Rules, but definitely a good little EP. I don't even think that's really the band that's on there. I don't see Henry Rollins in there, so I'm not 100% sure. But I don't want to quote it as being like every other member besides Henry Rollins in it, because Henry Rollins is kind of that main focal point, I guess. But definitely good. If you haven't heard Black Flag, definitely check them out. You're definitely screwing yourself over in the long run from not listening to them. Definitely listen to some of their older stuff. Maybe even some of the original singer, whose name I can't really remember. I think they had just an EP out, but it's still good. But anyway, that is the 7-inch collection for now. There will definitely be more in the future. So stick around, like, subscribe, and comment. Hit me up on Xbox, my Xbox One, and I don't know, if you guys are into PS4, I might end up, putting my Gamertag for that too. I don't know, but got PS4 account, so I don't get on that as often anymore since I've got an Xbox One. But screw it, that's on its own video. But until next time, keep it gnarly.